because the market itself, in my opinion, and the money that it is based upon, monetary transactions, it is in itself a form of coercion. How can you not decide to participate into a monetary transaction in the market, engage into a transaction, if you don't have any food? I think you have to sell your time, to prostitute yourself, as I would say, to sell your time in order to earn the money. So obviously this is a form of coercion in itself, and this is what Peter Joseph defines, I think, as structural violence. The fact that we are forced to participate in a monetary economy, because if we don't, we can't make a living. Without money today, you starve, unless you have access to land, which again is private property, and so again it is in a way inaccessible to those who don't have capital, and or you can rely on the help or the goodwill of the other people, the charitable efforts from other people. So money in itself is a form of coercion, and also a form of power by those who have it over those who lack it. And so those who have money, will always be able to, in a way, to have power, exert power over those who lack money. And this in itself, is, I don't really see where the freedom is, where the non-coercion is. How can you, have real freedom in this sense? So this is my main objection to those who say, the market is not free enough, and we have to make it, even freer by removing the state. I think that we may have not total inequalities, and and we may not have seen yet what we call cartels or monopolies, only because of the state intervention that broke up certain corporations and certain banking conglomerates, in order to give an idea of a certain level of competition. Because if led to its own devices, the free market would end up naturally by creating cartels and monopolies, I think, because of the nature of money, and the fact that it will be increasingly concentrated into the hands of those who already have a lot of capital, and through lending and through this kind of thing. So that's my objection to this. How can you be an anarchist? I think I see an oxymoron here. They define themselves anarcho-capitalists, but how does anarchy combine with capitalism? Capitalism is the rule of money. Anarchy is total self-government without any power above you. And money is power, is the most formidable power we have today that is ruling our lives, only because we believe in this collective illusion. But there it is. We have money. Most people, have to live a life of slavery, going to jobs that they don't like, only to get this money. So how can you be free as long as you have power? How can we have true anarchy, which is total self-government and participation and total responsibility? This is I think what true anarchy is all about. The ideal of anarchy is a noble one, I think, which is total self-government, and total participation, total community, without any power structure, and without any social stratification.
So, could you summarise what Stefan Molyneux's rebuttal to that was? And Stefan Molyneux would probably say, first of all, I'd say not everybody hates their jobs. You're right that people are prostituting themselves.
When I asked a lot of people exploited in sweatshops in Asia, how much they get to love their job. I don't know, maybe eventually they convince themselves that kind of job is a way to liberation, but I think it will be deluding themselves.
I think there are people who genuinely like their job, though. Some people are lucky,
I think if you do ask around, probably you will find that they are not really
small
a
percentage.
great majority.
So what's Stefan Molyneux's response to that? Because I mean, they've been trading videos for 3 years, and they're both very sure of their position.
Yeah.
Do you know what would he say to what you've just said?
I can't really understand or find any valid rebuttal to this point that I think Peter Joseph also made much better than I have done, you know, and providing information about the structural violence and you know all the induced the mental health problems that we see in society through deprivation, you know, the violence that always comes from, you know, deprived environments where people don't have enough, you know, people steal because, you know, it's not that they really have fun doing it, but you know, in most cases it's just because they are, you know, they don't have enough, or they feel they don't have enough because, you know, they are ashamed being poor, and you know they live in a neighborhood maybe where other people have so much and there are these inequalities, and then they do steal just because, you know, they want to be like people who are more well off in a way.
Yeah. I think another. I watched Stefan Molyneux's rebuttal, and then I watched Peter's rebuttal of the rebuttal, etc. I think Stefan Molyneux is kind of like a semi-professional debater, and I think he set up a debate, and I think there was certain, you know, they always talk about who won a debate and who lost, and you know, okay, fine, but when you have a debate, you've got two things going on. You've got the information's coming out, and then you've got the debate itself, which has slightly formal rules. So I think Stefan Molyneux is a debater, and I think Peter. I mean, I have read the transcript, and I think Peter's language is quite lofty. You know what I mean? Quite. He uses what they call a word salad. You know.
Yes, difficult to understand, or not really immediate. Easy to understand.
And it seemed to me that Stefan Molyneux was bringing up what you might call factoids. You know, small facts, or don't know if factoid is considered a sort of pejorative term, but. He brings in everyday examples, and then Peter Joseph seems to be talking. He comes up with less specific examples, but he's talking in a broader sense, and I think that's really the problem they're having. And I think, you know, you probably think like I did, this sort of left-right thing is used for division.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you look at it, I suppose Peter Joseph would be considered left-wing, and Stefan Molyneux would be considered right-wing. In their attitudes to the market.
But I think, you know, it's
I know it's
we
beyond
should
that,
move beyond this kind of categorizations, because they are not really.
But just to identify the problem between the two of them.
You know, and I think they do restrict the scope of the debate that goes into systems that haven't really been tried so far. So I think it's a bit broader than that. Although I understand that lots of people find it useful to try to classify and pigeonhole certain views, but I think it's a bit limiting. You know,
more to see why the debate went awry. You know, I mean, I think they were being quite polite at the beginning, but clearly there was a sort of an undercurrent.
But you see, this problem of winning a debate, I think it's already getting started on the wrong foot, because you know, you don't have to defeat. You shouldn't see the other as an adversary, as an opponent to defeat. But you should try to find common ground, you know, and try to remain open to what is is being proposed. And I agree with you. Probably Peter Joseph gives the impression of being maybe a bit too dismissive.
Quite angry as well.
But I think, you know, he has gone through quite a lot of of these things, and in a way maybe gets a bit impatient, or frustrated, because he keeps on hearing this free market stuff all over again, and once you have understood that the market, as he says, today is as free as it has ever been, and those who have the money have the freedom to, in a way, abuse those who don't. That's the most freedom you can have, and I can't see really how it could get any freer than that. You could get rid of the state, but the state per se, and this is, I think, a major point of disagreement between the two. The state, and I'm reporting what Peter Joseph said in the debate, is an emanation of the financial power. The financial powers, in a way, created or took over, hijacked the state. Very quickly,